Hey everyone, welcome back to Improve Every Day. It's me Matt here, and today I'm doing another supplement review, or rather not a full review, just the kind of first impressions. So recently I bought myself two new things, chamomile tea and ashwagandha, aka Indian Ginseng. And I started trying these out, and I've already put a video about chamomile tea, how it's helped me with sleep, but not so much with the anxiety side of things. Now, ashwagandha I also got for the reasons of helping me with stress and with helping me with anxiety. And so I've been trialling it out for a little bit now, and I want to give a little first impressions video because it might be a long time before I can give a full review. Basically, people suggest taking it for at least a couple of months before deciding whether or not it's working for you. And based on that, I obviously don't want to do a full review until I've done that. Now, I have been taking it for probably about a week and a half or something like that now, maybe a little bit longer, maybe closer to 2 weeks. Maybe a little bit shorter than that, but it's around about a week and a half, I think. And in that time, I've started to notice the effects of it working. So, the first day I didn't really feel anything. It was kind of just like, I was hoping to feel something. I was hoping to feel a little bit more relaxed or whatever. I didn't really notice anything. I tried to look for any effects. I didn't see anything. Second day, I didn't really notice much of anything either. The third day, I noticed a increase in energy and overall feelings of well-being, an increase in my libido, and I just kind of felt that, it was actually starting to take effect, basically. I did not, however, feel any sort of reduction whatsoever in anxiety. Now, it was either the fourth or the fifth day when I had this brief moment, and I wasn't sure whether it was the ashwagandha or not. Basically, I just meditated for about 20 minutes, and after meditation, probably about half an hour later, I had this moment where I just felt like my anxiety was gone. I basically have social anxiety in particular. And so the idea of being out and around people that I don't know is pretty uncomfortable for me. And randomly I just felt like going out or walking through the park or going into town or something. Problem was, it was the middle of the night at that point, so there was no way for me to really face my anxiety in that way. So I didn't actually go out, but I felt like I could have in that moment, which is a rare feeling for me. Normally, even when I do actually go out, it's because I forced myself, not because I actually felt comfortable with the idea. So that brief moment made me think maybe something's working, but I wasn't sure because, I just meditated for a long period, and after meditation I tend to feel more relaxed, more happy, and so on. So it could have been from the meditation, it could have been from the ashwagandha, but I kind of had some hopes appearing at this point. Now, the next day I had 2 or 3 moments like this, and the day after that I had more. And since then I've been having more and more moments where I felt low anxiety. Now, the other day I actually decided to put this to the test. Normally, if I'm going out to the shops and I'm not with a friend or not with anyone I know, then I will go to the smallest, least busy shop where there's just like one person over the counter, because I don't like being in really busy places with lots of people. It's uncomfortable for me. So I decided to go to the busiest shop in my town, walk there through a fairly busy area, and just do the shopping there. So I was walking there, and I have to walk through a cemetery to get there. I technically don't have to, but it's just the quickest route. It is a fairly busy route because a lot of people go to the cemetery in my town. And I was walking through, I was walking past the people. I also tried to apply something in this video about social anxiety that I watched. In this video, this guy says something along the lines of, if you're actually feeling social anxiety, to look at other people and see what they're doing. Because a lot of the time when you're feeling socially anxious, you're actually too focused on yourself, and you don't realise that no one else is actually paying attention to you. No one's judging you, no one's thinking about you, because no one's even noticing you. So I did that. When I was walking through the graveyard, I just looked at everyone that I passed on the way and looked at what they were doing. And I noticed no one was paying attention to me. That in itself helped me feel a little bit calm. But I noticed as well that I hadn't been actually experiencing any anxiety at that point. So I get into the shop, I'm doing the shopping, and especially the worst part for me with regards to shopping and social anxiety is normally when I actually have to pay. Whether it's a regular checkout, or in this case I went to self-checkout. Self-checkout is really anxiety-inducing for me typically, because there's always something that goes wrong and the person has to come over and type in some stuff. And there's always people waiting behind you, and you're always trying to be as quick as possible and so on. But I was there, and I even had to wait for the self-checkout because it was really busy, and I didn't feel anxious. I just felt calm and normal. I went through the self-checkout and sure enough, a million things failed and the person had to keep coming over several times. And you know, I didn't feel anxious then either. And there was someone waiting behind me. I didn't feel anxious about that. I paid for all my stuff. I walked back home and I got home and I realised that the entire trip I hadn't felt any social anxiety at all. None. I don't even remember the last time that I had an entire day with no anxiety. Probably, I would say probably like 2012 or something like that, so like 5 years ago. So that was huge, and I do attribute that to the ashwagandha. It's very interesting as well, because the thing about it reducing anxiety is that you don't notice that it's reducing anxiety until you're in a situation that would normally make you anxious. So the rest of the time throughout the day, just feel normal basically. Maybe a little bit in a better mood, maybe a little bit more energy, but that's about it. It feels very, very subtle, extremely subtle. But when I was in that situation that would normally cause me a lot of anxiety, I just didn't feel it. So I want to put this to the test. I want to put myself in more situations like that and see if it really does work, or if that was just a once-off and not related to it. But I seem to think that it is actually helping with my anxiety, and it kind of fits with what a lot of other people have said. One of the reasons that I bought this was because I read loads of other people's descriptions, reports, experiences with ashwagandha, and there were so many of these reports where people just said that their anxiety just vanished. They became super social, or they were able to speak in front of a crowd when they couldn't do that before, stuff like that. So I thought I had to try it for myself, and it seems like I am getting that effect. Now, fingers crossed, it wasn't just a once-off and it will stay like that, and maybe even continue to get better than that, but we'll see. This is just my first impressions of it so far. So far I'm quite liking it, and if you do have anxiety or something like that, it might be something worth considering. So something that I completely forgot to mention when recording this video is what kind of ashwagandha I'm taking and how much. You see, ashwagandha is a plant, but when you actually buy it, you can either buy the raw plant material, you can buy an extract, or you can buy one of these two very specific extracts that are standardized. So basically you have raw plant material, you have any number of different regular extracts, or you have these two main types of extract. KSM 66, which is standardized to 5% withanolides, which are the active ingredients in ashwagandha, or you have Sensoril, which is standardized to 10% withanolides. So I personally took Sensoril, and I was taking 125 milligrams a day, and I'm still taking that now. I did experiment with taking 250, but while I did feel like there might have been slightly more effects from taking more of it, I felt like it kind of wasn't justified to double the dose for that slight benefit. I feel like I get all the benefits I need from the lower dose, so I've been taking 125 milligrams of Sensoril extract each day. So yeah, I just wanted to add that in and clear that up in case anyone is wondering, because obviously there's a lot of information out there about different dose ranges and so on online, and which extract is better. I haven't tried KSM 66, I haven't tried regular ashwagandha, I've only tried the Sensoril extract, and I found it works very well for me. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it quite informative. If you want to not only learn new things and watch fun and entertaining videos, but also to keep improving yourself every single day, then be sure to subscribe for more content like this. If you're already subscribed, click on one of the two videos seen on screen to keep watching and keep improving. Thanks for watching, see you again soon.